are you?
Mr. Youngkin, should people be pledging allegiance to a flag that flew on January 6th at the insurrection?
This is our American flag, and this is a flag that we should always pledge allegiance to. That's the right flag. That's the right flag. And you know, let me just deal with these folks, and I love to talk to everybody. I promise you I will. I won't go anywhere without talking to you. But all these folks have been waiting in the hot sun, and I'm going to take care of them. I'll come see you, okay? You know, what we're finding everywhere we're going is the crowds are huge, and people are really wanting to tell me what's on their heart. And so I just want to thank all of you for just letting us do that, because that's really important. All right, so. I love it.
Yeah. Let me ask another question about the Take Back Virginia rally last night. I mean, one of your main surrogates, Amanda Chase, was there. I know you were not.
Yes.
But she and others, really every speaker through the meeting continued to say that Donald Trump is president, that the election was stolen. How much does that concern you to have some of your chief surrogates and supporters continue to perpetuate that lie? So
let me just start with the only chief surrogate for Glenn Youngkin is Glenn Youngkin. I just want to make that really clear. And one of the things that we've been able to do over the course of this entire campaign is speak for myself on all topics. And I've been very, very clear from the beginning that I don't think that there was massive fraud in Virginia in the campaign, and that Joe Biden was legitimately elected our president. And so I actually have done something that I think everybody is surprised by during this campaign. And we've been able to bring people together. And we have folks all together across Virginia, and I have forever Trumpers and never Trumpers and single issue voters and Tea Party folks and libertarians, and oh, by the way, a majority of independents. Yeah. A majority of independents, and lots of Democrats. We've been endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police and small business organizations and the Hampton Roads Black Caucus, and we're bringing everybody together. And what that means is that Virginians are ready to make a very different decision than electing a political operative who's been doing this for 43 years. I do think one of the things that is interesting is that, and I would just suggest that maybe ask Terry McAuliffe a question about Neural, who is out right now knocking doors and endorsing him, who wants to defund police and close prisons. And in fact, here we are in Police Week, talking about our law enforcement heroes and the fact that Virginia is at a 20-year high in murder rate. And we can't really staff into law enforcement today because it's the hardest job in America. And my opponent literally is embracing organizations that want to defund police and close prisons. This is a moment for us to stay really focused on the best path forward for Virginia. This is the race. It's Terry McAuliffe against Glenn Youngkin. I've been really clear all along the way that I am going to get our taxes down and cut the cost of living in Virginia. I'm going to invest comprehensively in law enforcement. We're going to reestablish excellence in schools, because our schools have absolutely seen everything about them decline, and we're going to lift them back up. And oh, by the way, we're going to get our economy reinvigorated so we have more jobs for all Virginians. These are the issues. These are the kitchen table issues that tens of thousands of Virginians, I can't even count how many folks I've visited with now, who have sat down with me and said, these are the things we care most about, Glenn. And this is why this campaign has totally broke our direction, and why the momentum is enormous across the Commonwealth, because Virginians are ready for a governor who is going to lead on the most important issues, as opposed to a political operative who does nothing but try to divide us. Everything about Terry McAuliffe is about political games. He can't tell the truth. I mean, he literally cannot sit down and have a truthful conversation about anything. And Virginians are tired of it. And this is why everywhere you go, you see crowds like this, and people come up to me and say, I'm a Democrat, I've never voted for a Republican in my life, I'm backing you. And this is why I feel so privileged to be marching towards a win on November 2nd with Winsome and Jason, and we're going to get this great Commonwealth moving.
But one name you didn't mention today, sir. One name any flag, sir. It was a flag that the organizer said specifically had flown over the January 6th.
So to be clear, I don't think if that, I wasn't involved, and so I don't know. But if that is the case, then we shouldn't pledge allegiance to that flag. And oh, by the way, I've been so clear, there is no place for violence, none in America today. We have our right to assemble and protest protected in this great country and in this great Commonwealth. But there is no room for violence, and I've been so clear on that. What I do know is that my opponent sees this race slipping away from him, and he will do anything in order to hang on to it. He will do anything. And I'm going to continue to campaign on these topics: low taxes, the best schools, the safest communities, the best jobs, government that works as opposed to doesn't work. And guess what? That's what Virginians care most about. My opponent has no idea on the fact that Virginians are now recognizing that he doesn't stand for them, he stands for him. And I've been consistently asking for Virginians to hire me to go work for them. This is not about a title or a mansion, this is about a job. And I feel so privileged to be walking towards serving all Virginians, all of them, as a 74th governor of Virginia.
One name you didn't mention again today, sir, is former President Trump. He called you a good man last night. Would you like to see him campaign here for you in the closing 19 days?
Thank you. Anybody who calls me a good man, I so appreciate, including President Trump.
I didn't mention him, sir, like usual. Would you like to see him campaign here?
So no, the person that's going to be campaigning here for the next 2.5 weeks is Glenn Youngkin. I'm on the ballot. I'm running against Terry McAuliffe. By the way, Terry McAuliffe wants anybody but Terry McAuliffe campaigning. He's inviting the world to come and campaign with him. And what he's going to see on the other side is Glenn Youngkin campaigning for Virginians. And this is what is so great because, again, we're bringing together everybody. Humbly, I'd say that I am a good guy. And I appreciate the fact that President Trump acknowledges it. And guess what? Virginians are acknowledging it. Right. Virginians of all walks of life, from all political persuasions, are now recognizing that there is a moment in our history right now where it's time for someone who's not a politician, for somebody who hasn't spent 43 years being a political operative, but somebody who's got a business career who knows how to get things done and deliver results. And this is why we're seeing everybody come together. And my opponent is doing everything he can to divide us. And that's why we're going to win.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We gotta go. We're
yeah,
way
I would just tell everybody, you're going to
Thank
see me campaign as Glenn Youngkin, the candidate who is marching to victory with Winsome Sears and Jason Miyares across this Commonwealth. And you're going to see my opponent bring in everybody he possibly can because he can't win on his own. And that's why we're going to go win this. And I can't thank everybody enough for being out here. This crowd was amazing. I want to thank all of you for being here. And I deeply appreciate you guys covering this campaign because this is a moment, as I said, not just for Virginia, but a moment for America. And this is why I feel so privileged to be here serving Virginians. And I look forward to talking to everybody again because I'm sure we will. So thank you all very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.